The stars were calm that night, silent, peaceful, cold. But peace in space was always a lie, just the quiet before something terrible. In the dark side of Sector 17, near the edge of galactic space, an alien station floated like a metal skeleton. It belonged to the Zarkelians, one of the oldest species in the galaxy. They were proud, cruel, and very sure of their power. They called Earth a low-level world, not even worth enslaving. That night, all 3 on 12 crew members of Station Z9 went. Dark. No signal. No alarm. No survivors. When a patrol ship came hours later, it found only silence. No lights. No voices. No life. Inside the station, everything looked untouched, except one room. On the wall of the main control deck, a message was burned into the metal with high-energy plasma. We do not negotiate. The Zarkelian Senate was confused. No alarms had gone off. No enemy ships had been seen. And yet, everyone was gone. They didn't understand. They would. Very soon. A few sectors away, far from alien eyes, Earth's secret military base deep under Antarctica was preparing for war. Not a loud war, not one with speeches or flags. A silent one. The kind humans were best at. For years, Earth had listened. Satellites caught alien messages. Spy drones tracked ships. Humans knew they were being watched and judged, but they didn't send ambassadors. They sent engineers, builders, scientists. And at the center of their work was one thing. A warship. It had no name painted on it. No colors, just cold gray steel. Strong engines, thick armor, silent weapons, a ship built not to show power, but to end threats. The humans called it Judicator. Captain Mira Solon stood on the bridge of the Judicator. Her eyes were sharp, her voice calm. "Are we ready?" she asked. "Yes, Captain," replied the AI. "All systems green. Orders? Track who sent the Zarkelian probes last month. Lock on their energy trail. Then we go silent." "Yes, Captain." No speeches, no goodbyes, just action. In the galactic center, the Zarkelian leaders laughed. One ship missing? A station gone? It must be pirates, they said. Nothing more. One general warned them. What if this was Earth? Earth, one of the elders laughed. That dirtball? Their planet still uses wheels. But something deep inside the Zarkelian military knew this wasn't normal. A second station, also near human territory, had gone silent. Same way. No signs of struggle. No escape pods launched, just another message burned into the floor. You watched, you planned, now we answer. Back on the Judicator, systems were cold, silent, perfect. Captain Solon walked down the warship's dark corridors. Her crew worked in silence. Every step echoed like thunder. These were not soldiers looking for medals. These were guardians of Earth. Each one trained to act without emotion, without fear. They remembered what had happened 10 years ago. Earth's first colony ship, the Hopebringer, had been shot down before it left the solar system. Everyone on board died. Over 4,000 humans, including children. No aliens had taken credit, but Earth had listened, had watched. And when secret records leaked from a rogue alien traitor, the truth came out. The Zarkelians had ordered it. A test, they called it. Now Earth had an answer. The Judicator reached deep space. Its weapons powered up, but it made no noise, no warnings. It entered Zarkelian-controlled space without a single ping on enemy scanners. The crew had a simple rule: no mercy, no ambassadors, only justice. The AI spoke. Target found. Military outpost, full command structure present. Orders? Captain Solon gave the order. Erase it. One shot, one beam of silent light, and the outpost vanished, wiped from space as if it had never existed. No broadcasts, no escape. The Zarkelians would hear about it in 4 hours when their long-range sensors finally caught up. But by then, the Judicator would be gone, hunting the next target. Back in the Galactic Senate, alarms started flashing. Military systems screamed about the destruction of another outpost. This one had top leaders inside. It had shields, defenses, hundreds of ships nearby. None of it mattered. Message from Earth came in a tight beam data burst. One sentence only. We speak only once. Silence followed. Not fear. Not yet. But something worse. Confusion. Because the aliens didn't understand humans. Not yet. But soon, every race in the galaxy would learn a truth. Earth didn't send diplomats. It sent judgment. The blackness of space hid many secrets. Among them, one fact was clear. Humans did not play by the usual rules. The aliens who tried to understand Earth learned this lesson quickly and painfully. Far beyond Earth, in the dark corridors of alien space, a Zarkelian cruiser called the Vexator glided silently. Its sleek form was built for speed and battle. The ship carried an important mission. Find out who destroyed the Zarkelian outpost last week. The Council wanted answers, and they wanted them now. Captain Zelthar, a veteran warrior, paced his eye. Bridge. His eyes scanned the glowing control panels as his crew waited for his orders. He did not believe the rumors. Humans? A single warship? Impossible. Suddenly, the ship's sensors blinked. An unknown signal appeared, broadcasting on all frequencies. The message was simple, yet chilling. You chose war. Zelthar frowned. Patch it to all decks. Let's see what they want. The bridge grew tense as every screen lit up with the same words. The aliens' fingers hovered over the controls, confused and angry. Then the Vexator's engines sputtered. Power flickered. Systems began to shut down, one by one. Captain Zelthar barked orders. Restore power! Isolate the breach! But it was too late. The entire ship went dark. Minutes later, the Vexator was no more than space debris, floating silently near the edge of a dead star system. Back on the Judicator, Captain Mira Solon watched the kill calmly from her bridge. Target destroyed, the AI reported. No survivors. Solon nodded. Proceed to next coordinate. Prepare for intercept. The Judicator was not just a ship. It was Earth's silent hammer, designed to destroy threats before they could grow. Word of the Vexator's destruction. Spread fast. Across alien space, rumors whispered like fire on dry grass. They do not talk, an alien trader said in the crowded markets of Krasnar. No ambassadors, no diplomats, just war. The Galactic Senate convened an emergency session. Alien races argued and shouted. Some called for peace talks. Others demanded a full military response. Senator Velrox, a tall and wise diplomat from Ice, the Grelnak species, tried to calm the chamber. We must understand humans. Their attack was swift, yes, but it may be a warning. We should send envoys, open communication. But others disagreed. Senator Thrax from the fierce Krultar growled, Diplomacy died the moment they destroyed our ships. They will not listen to words, only force. Back in human space, the Judicator moved with deadly precision. When the next alien fleet came to hunt, they found their ships disabled, weapons systems frozen in place. It was like watching a single predator trap dozens of prey. Captain Solon's voice was cold but steady. We do not negotiate. We do not beg. We answer only when forced. The Judicator struck again, disabling an entire squadron within 7 minutes. In the silence after the battle, the Judicator sent one final message to the galaxy. We warned you. The words were not just data, they were a promise. Earth's warship spoke loud enough to be heard across the stars. Yet beneath the surface of destruction, the galaxy began to change. Fear grew, respect grew, and most of all, curiosity. What was it about Earth? Why did they fight like no one else? No ambassadors? Came from Earth. No diplomats bargained, just one warship, and its silent promise, no mercy, no mistakes. In the grand hall of the Galactic Senate, light shone on hundreds of faces from many alien species. Tall, short, scaled, furred, each one listened carefully. The room was filled with tension. Something strange and dangerous was happening. Senator Velrox stood up again. His voice was calm but urgent. The humans have broken every rule we know. No warning, no ambassadors. They destroyed our outposts, fleets, and factories without any explanation. Other senators whispered. Some looked scared. Others looked angry. This is not just war, Velrox said. This is a message, but it is not one we understand. On the bridge of the Judicator, Captain Mira Solon stared at the stars. A new message had arrived, a request from the Senate to talk. But Solon did not reply. Her orders were clear. No ambassadors. No mercy. The Senate sent a small diplomatic ship toward Earth. It carried a message of peace and a request to talk, but the Judicator was waiting. The small ship never reached Earth. It disappeared into the void. The message it carried was never delivered. Instead, Earth's warship struck again. This time, the target was deep inside enemy space, a secret weapons factory. The Judicator's weapons were silent, but deadly. Within minutes, the factory was destroyed. Alien weapons and warships stopped being made. Back at the Senate, fear grew. The aliens could not believe Earth dared to fight like this. A single human warship had destroyed entire fleets and factories. Senator Thrax, the fierce Krultar, slammed his fist on the table. We must fight back. We cannot let one ship destroy us all. Senator. Velrox raised his hand. Fight or talk? Meanwhile, the Judicator moved like a shadow. It was faster and stronger than any alien fleet. It struck without warning and disappeared before the enemy could respond. In one battle, the Judicator faced 500 plasma missiles. The missiles came fast and furious, but the warship dodged everyone. Then, with one silent shot, it destroyed the enemy command ship. Across the galaxy, stories spread of the silent warship from Earth. Alien children heard whispers from their parents. Beware the Earth warship. It does not stop. It does not forgive. On the Judicator, the crew worked without rest. No celebrations, no victory. Speeches, only cold focus on their mission. Captain Solon spoke softly one time. We are not here to fight for glory. We are here to protect Earth. The Galactic Senate debated late into the night. Some wanted peace, others wanted all-out war. But all agreed on one thing. Earth was no longer a simple planet. It was a force to be feared. And in the silence of space, the Judicator waited for its next target because Earth had sent a message that was clear and simple: no ambassadors, no mercy. The galaxy had expected fear when Earth's warship arrived. They thought the humans would send messages, threats, maybe diplomats begging for peace. They were wrong. The Judicator was different. On a cold command bridge, Captain Mira Solon watched the enemy fleet gather. 500 plasma missiles flew toward her ship, a deadly storm of glowing death. The alien general in charge expected to see the Judicator fall, broken and burning. But the Judicator did not fall. It moved like a ghost. Every missile missed by inches. The ship twisted and turned with impossible speed. The captain's hands were steady on the controls. Then, with a silent breath, the Judicator fired one single weapon. A beam of pure energy sliced through the dark space, hitting the enemy command ship. In an instant, the command ship exploded in a ball of fire. Without their leader, the enemy fleet lost all order. Across the enemy's home planet, millions watched the attack live on giant screens. Terror spread like wildfire. An alien mother held her child close, whispering, "This is no ordinary warship. This is punishment." Meanwhile, the Judicator moved silently to its next target. It was not interested in glory or revenge. It was a tool, a weapon designed to protect Earth. The humans aboard did not celebrate each victory. Instead, they kept working, focused on the mission. The Galactic Senate was in chaos. Some members argued that Earth's actions were too harsh. They feared total war. Others called Earth's warship a necessary evil, a reminder that some powers could not be ignored. Senator, Velrox said, we must learn from this. Earth fights with cold precision. They do not show weakness. This is not a war we can win by words alone. On board the Judicator, the AI began analyzing enemy tactics. The ship learned to predict missile attacks before they launched. It adjusted its shields, calculated new paths through the stars, and adapted faster than any alien commander could imagine. The crew trusted their AI completely. In the shadows of space, rumors grew. Stories told of a warship that could not be hit, that moved faster than light, that destroyed entire fleets without warning. Some aliens said the humans were monsters. Others whispered they were gods, but Captain Solon knew the truth. "We are not gods," she told her crew. "We are Earth's shield. Our job is simple: stop threats before they grow." The crew nodded. They carried the weight of billions on their shoulders. Back on the enemy's homeworld, fear turned to desperation. The alien government sent out desperate pleas for help to other species, but no one wanted to face the Judicator. In the silent vastness of space, one thing was clear. Earth's warship was not just a ship. It was a warning, a promise. No ambassadors, no mercy. In a dark conference room on the alien homeworld of Kratos, the tension was thick. The air buzzed with whispered plans and desperate hopes. The alien leaders knew their only chance now was peace. The endless war was destroying their worlds. They needed to stop Earth's warship, or die trying. Ambassador Vrek, a tall, slender Kratos diplomat, prepared the final peace message. His hands trembled slightly as he encoded the words. This message was their last hope, a sincere offer to end the conflict. "We will meet," the message said. "We ask only for talks, no more war." The message was sent in a fast data burst toward Earth. It raced through the void like a shooting star, but it did not reach its target. Above Kratos, the Judicator was waiting. Captain Mira Solon stood silent on the bridge, watching the signal arrive on their scanners. The peace offer flickered briefly on the screen. She gave the order: prepare to fire. The Judicator fired a silent beam of energy. It cut through the atmosphere and struck the city below. Buildings shook and crumbled. Alarms screamed. Ambassador Vrek's message was still transmitting, lost in the chaos. The message never reached Earth's leaders. Back on Earth, the humans never saw the peace offer. They only saw the destruction of Kratos' capital. The galaxy was shocked. The aliens who hoped for peace were crushed before their words could be heard. The Galactic Senate erupted in chaos. Some shouted for war, others wept for the lost chance at peace. Senator Velrock slammed his fist on the podium. They sent a message. Earth refused to listen. "How can we stop this?" Senator Thrax growled. "We fight or we die. Earth will not negotiate." Meanwhile, the Judicator continued its deadly path. Each strike was calculated, precise. No civilians were targeted, only military and weapon sites. The humans fought with cold logic, not hate. Captain Solon spoke quietly in the ship's command room. "This is not revenge. This is justice." The crew knew the cost, but they believed their mission was right. Alien fleets tried to regroup and fight back. They sent faster ships, bigger weapons, and strange new tactics, but nothing could match the speed and power of the Judicator. In one battle, the warship destroyed a fleet twice its size before the enemy even fired a shot. Alien commanders whispered stories about the human's silent hunter, a ghost in the stars. The war was not over, but one thing was clear: Earth would never bow. Earth would never beg. Earth's warship had spoken, and the galaxy had to listen. Deep inside the Judicator, far from the endless battles and flashing weapons, lay the true power of Earth's warship. Not its guns or shields, but its crew. Captain. Mira Solon walked quietly through the narrow corridors. The hum of the ship's engines was constant but calm. Here, in the control center, every human was focused, working like parts of a single machine. Unlike the aliens who saw humans as just another weak species, the crew knew the truth. They were the reason Earth's warship was unstoppable. Lieutenant, Aaron, the ship's tactical officer, stared at the glowing maps. He saw enemy fleets, troop movements, and signals from across the galaxy. His fingers moved quickly over the controls. "Captain," he said softly, "we are tracking a new fleet near the Orion Rift. They are preparing to attack." Captain Solon nodded. "Prepare the ship. We move out in 5. The crew were not just soldiers. They were scientists, engineers, strategists. Each had trained for years to be part of this mission, Earth's final shield. Dr. Nia, the ship's chief medical officer, moved through the infirmary. She checked on the injured crew and prepared medicines. Even in war, her work was vital. Outside, space was cold and empty. But inside the Judicator, something burned bright, human will. The aliens did not understand this. They thought weapons won wars. But humans fought with something more: courage, hope, and determination. The new enemy fleet appeared as a dark shadow on the scanners. Hundreds of ships, armed and ready. Captain Solon's voice was calm but fierce. "We will protect Earth. No matter the cost." The Judicator moved forward, engines blazing silently, its weapons powered up, ready to strike first. The battle was fierce. Enemy lasers lit the void. Explosions rocked the ship, but the crew stayed steady. Lieutenant Aaron's calculations were perfect. The Judicator dodged every attack, striking back with precision. Dr. Nia worked quickly, healing the wounded and keeping spirits high. After hours of fighting, the enemy fleet was shattered. The Judicator stood alone, silent and powerful. "Captain." Solon looked out at the stars. "This is why we fight," she said softly. "For Earth. For everyone who believes in peace." Back on Earth, millions watched the battle unfold through secret broadcasts. The human race was proud of their warship, their protector, but they knew the fight was far from over. The galaxy had learned a hard truth. The Judicator was not just a ship, it was the heart of humanity's will to survive. The galaxy was on edge. Every species knew Earth's warship had changed everything. The Judicator was no longer just a protector. It was a symbol of human strength and resolve. In the heart of enemy space, a massive fleet gathered. Thousands of ships ready to crush Earth once and for all, but the humans were ready. On the bridge of the Judicator, Captain Mira Solon stood firm. Her crew worked with calm precision, weapons primed, shields charged. "This is it," she said. "We fight for our home, our future, our people." The enemy fleet advanced, their weapons blazing. But the Judicator was faster. It darted between enemy ships, dodging lasers and missiles with ease. The battle was brutal. Explosions lit up the dark void as ships were torn apart. The humans fought, with fierce determination, each move precise and deadly. Captain Solon's voice was steady over the comms. "Focus fire on the enemy command ship. Take it down." The crew worked as one. A massive blast struck the enemy flagship. Without their leader, the enemy fleet fell into chaos. Ships fled or were destroyed. The battle ended in a stunning victory for Earth. The Judicator sent a final message across the stars. "This is your last warning. Leave Earth alone." Back on Earth, celebrations were muted. The cost had been high, but the message was clear. Humans were no longer the species to be ignored or underestimated. In the silence that followed, a new chapter began. The galaxy had been warned. Earth was ready for whatever came next. The war was over, or so many believed. But Captain Mira Solon knew the truth. The Judicator was more than a weapon. It was Earth's voice in the dark galaxy, a silent guardian that changed how others saw humanity forever. On Earth, people watched. The stars with new eyes, no longer afraid, no longer weak. Humanity had risen. Far across space, alien leaders met once again. This time, they did not argue. They did not send ambassadors. They sent fleets, smaller, cautious, respectful. The galaxy had learned one lesson: never underestimate humans. On the Judicator, Captain Solon stood on the bridge, staring out into space. Her crew worked quietly. They were ready for anything, because Earth's message was simple and clear. No ambassadors. No mercy. In the years that followed, the warship became legend. Stories spread of the ship that spoke without words, of a species that fought with unmatched will. The Judicator was not just a machine. It was the heart of Earth's courage. And as new stars rose in the galaxy, one thing remained true. The last species anyone wanted to hear from was the one who showed up: humanity. The galaxy had changed, and humanity was ready for whatever came next.